I guess we can always get started. Hey, y'all ready? Here we go. Well, if it's Thursday night, it's 11 o'clock at night. If it's on Thursday, you are here at the CEO Cartel. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me here at the CEO Cartel. I am your host, Sky Black. I guess on Thursday night, I have nothing better else to do. So if you up with me and you have nothing better else to do, let's have a nice 1 hour conversation. First of all, I just want everybody to know that this show is brought to you by Top Rope Wrestling. Top Rope Wrestling, Lebanon, Tennessee, Wilson County Fairgrounds, 945 West Bador, Lebanon, Tennessee, 37087. I am live on Instagram. I'm live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And I just want everybody to know that this show is brought to you by Top Rope Wrestling. Also, people know I'm a wrestler. They know I'm a DJ. They know I'm a music publisher. I also have a radio station, Off Top Records. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting crazy. OffTopRadio.com. That is OffTopRadio.com. If you are an independent artist, or if you know any independent artists, because I only play local and independent. I don't play mainstream artists. Me and the other DJ, Slick Mike. Thank you, Mike. His radio show is Hard Hitter MT, but my show is the Deep Link Radio Show, and we're both on Off Top Radio station, OffTopRadio.com. Go visit it. If you need radio play, if you know anyone that needs radio play, go to skyblack at gmail.com. That is skyblack at gmail.com if you need radio play. The same people that we play their music on my radio station, we will stream the music. Not only play your music videos, but we'll stream your music at offtoprecords.net. That is offtoprecords.net. So offtopradio.com. We'll play the music live. All you have to do is send me the music in an MP3 form. Offtoprecords.net. We will stream your music, and me being a music publisher, I can get your music out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CEO podcast. I'm CEO Cartel podcast. Again, I'm your host, Sky Black. This is episode number 4. If you're up and you're just like me on Thursday night, you cannot go to sleep for whatever reason, then let's have an hour conversation. So last show we talked about, well, let me tell you a little bit about this show. This show is about CEOs, entrepreneurs, chairmen. If you run your own business, I don't care if you're working 9 to 5 and you run your own business. I just like to get everybody together and let's just talk about business and how business affects us in everyday life. So episode 3, we talked about Thanksgiving and what Thanksgiving meant to me and what Thanksgiving meant to y'all and what Thanksgiving meant to the industry. Well, I also do another podcast called Nashville Caveman. Me and Dirty Damo, every Tuesday from noon to 1 p.m., we do a podcast called Nashville Caveman Podcast. If you are wanting to check that out and you're doing nothing on a Tuesday from noon to 1 p.m., that is the Nashville Caveman. It's me and Dirty Damo. We talk about any and everything. But what I like to do off that podcast, I like to piggyback on this one. First of all, let me give a shout out to some people. Shout outs to my brother. Shout outs to uh Janine. Shouts out to all y'all that's watching. If y'all are listening, hello. I'm live on Instagram. Shouts out to the American Nightmare, Johnny Demento. But anyway, the topic we talked about was robots or AI taking over people's jobs, right? And what I like to do is I like to take that information and put it towards business because that's what I am. I'm basically just everything I do is business, right? We like to talk about it in 3 steps in this show, right? We like to talk about it as the employee, as the employer, and as the customer, right? So let's start as the employee. I can remember when I was working at Amazon and they bought these little machines. They used to have people to take the product up and down the building. They got to realize this Amazon building was 1.2 million square feet. And they used to have just regular employees take whatever the product, big products, small products, up and down the building. Well, over time, they bought these machines. These machines had to be like $75,000 a piece, maybe. They bought these machines to start doing them much faster, but these machines were smart. Like if it was coming up the aisles and you walked in front of it, it would stop. And it wouldn't move until you moved. It drove slow. It made noise to let you know it was coming. And they could move extra products quicker and faster up and down the building, especially if people called out, if people weren't working fast enough, and all these things, right? So let's fast forward to today. There's a survey that says that 85% of Americans don't like their jobs. They hate their jobs. So there's also a thing of folks not wanting to go to work. Unemployment is high. And folks just don't want to do the jobs that they feel like they're too entitled to do, right? So as an employee, you complain about you don't want to go to work. As an employee, you claim that these immigrants that are coming across the border stealing your jobs. And now in 2023, you want to complain about AI and robots taking your job. Well, the world doesn't stop because you don't want to move. Every day that you call out of work, every day that you don't want to go to work, every day that you pissed off about being at work, the world keeps going. Somebody or something has to move that product. Somebody or something has to move that product. And now we're in a position to where, oh my God, robots and AIs and intelligence, they're going to take over all the jobs. Well, you didn't want them jobs to begin with. You didn't want the jobs to begin with. You complained it was too hot, too cold. They don't pay enough. We need a union. We gonna strike. Okay, and that's fine and dandy because you're a human being and you deserve to have those emotions. You deserve to have those thoughts. But at the same time, it's still a business. And so at the time that you're not doing it, then who's in there doing your job? Because I remember when I worked from 9 to 5, they told me if I don't show up, somebody has to do their job and my job. I remember on the days that I had to come to work and 2 or 3 people would call out, I had to do my job and their job. So as an employee, if I come to work and Tom calls out and they say, don't worry about it, this robot is going to come in and take Tom's place, I'll be like, okay, cool. Because when Tom doesn't show up, when Mary doesn't show up, I got to do my job, Mary's job, and Tom's job, but I only get 1 paycheck. I don't think they heard me. I don't think they're listening. What up, bro? Shouts out to you. Hey, shouts out, Janine. Hey, I hope y'all are doing okay. I'm just calling myself podcasting. Shout out to Wyatt. What's going on with you, brother? Again, if you disagree with me, that's fine. I am live. You can talk to me right now and disagree with everything I'm saying. If you don't want to disagree in person, email me at sky.black@gmail.com. You can email me and just, I'm the type of person I like to listen and I like to learn. So again, I'm at work. It's me, it's my brother Lucius, and Launchpad. We all working. If Lucius and Launchpad don't show up, their jobs still have to be done, whether they're there physically or not. And if I'm the only one there looking silly, I got to do my job and their jobs. but I'm only getting one paycheck. I'm not getting parts of their salary or their hourly salary. I'm not getting parts of their benefits, their long term, short term. I'm not getting none of that. All I'm getting is extra work for free. Because they don't pay me by the job, they pay me by the hour. So even if they're paying me $20 an hour to do my job, that's great. But $20 an hour to do 3 jobs, and then you do the damn, I can't talk. You divide 3 into 20, and you tell me how much you making then. One thing about employees, they like to talk out of both sides of their mouth. I need more money. I need this, and this. If not, I'm walking out the door. Okay, well then you walk out the door. They bring in somebody else, or they bring in an AI, or they bring in a robot to take your job. Then you sitting at home about to be evicted, talking about I can't find no jobs because this robot has taken my spot. Especially at Amazon. There's some Amazon fulfillment centers. There's no people in them. There's a few here in Tennessee where they only have a handful of people that have the humans picking the small products, but the big products, they have robots and robot arms doing them. They have machines taking these boxes up and down. They have machines taping the boxes, sliding them down the chutes. They only have a handful of people putting the products in the truck, a handful of people taking the products out of the truck. And then there's some in other states, man, there's not a soul in the building. A soul in the building. It is just ran. It blew my mind to see that. Everything was ran by AI mechanics and robots. But yet you get mad at Amazon for doing this and say, oh, well, damn, we ain't got no jobs. But when Amazon was giving you these jobs, hiring you for peak season, you didn't want to come to work, right? You don't want to do none of that. You want to stand around. You want to complain. I don't want to be here for 10 hours. I don't want to be here for 8 hours. I got to go pick my child up. I got to do this, and this. That's fine and dandy. But at the same time, life still goes on, correct? See, that's one of the reasons why I became a CEO and started my own businesses, because I like to come and go as I please. So on a Wednesday morning, if I want to go to work and go to Centennial Park and feed the ducks, then that's what I want to do. But at the same time, I have systems put in to where if I'm not working that day, then guess what? My businesses run themselves sometimes. Not all of them, but some of them. They run themselves. So I kind of understand why they're heading towards that direction. Are y'all feeling me what I'm saying here about robots and AIs and all this stuff taking over, unskilled workers' jobs and all this old stuff? Because one day your plumbing is going to go out and you're going to call and they're going to send a robot to your house. He's going to look human-like and he's going to talk to you and everything else. And he's going to come in there and fix your toilet, fix your sink, walk out and smile. That's what he's going to do. But then, oh, well, man, there's no jobs for plumbing. Nobody wanted to be a plumber where I grew up. Not one person out the Ed Chill Project said, I want to be a plumber. Male nurses are needed so badly in America because for some reason, Americans have gotten so heavy that these average nurses, right? Dr. Carver, shout out to you. These average nurses that we see back in the day that weigh 180 pounds, they're 82 years old. They can't keep picking up these folks because every year Americans are getting bigger and bigger. They need male nurses because doctors don't pick nobody up. Doctors just come in and do what they do and leave. The person that really takes care of you is the nurse. She's nursing you. But then, if all of a sudden that industry is fluctuated by robots and AIs, then we can't even get a job in healthcare because there's robots up and down the hospital taking care of patients. Well, when we was telling you we needed this, you didn't want to do it. When the survey says we needed more police officers, you didn't want to be a police officer. Ambulance people, EMTs, you didn't want it, but now all of a sudden they're creating robots to come in and take these jobs. Now unemployment is 20% and we can't find no jobs. You had a job back then. You just complain and complain, and you can only, shout wolf so many times in this world before somebody quits listening to you. You can't have the old folks you told me all the time, you can't have it both ways. You can't. You just have to do what you have to do until you can do better. That's what I did. I'm not gonna be on here being a hypocrite to you. I worked a part-time job, sweeping floors, doing whatever the hell I did until I started my own cleaning company. But I guarantee you, when I started my own cleaning company, I knew what to do and what not to do. I made sure that when I got paid, I saved my money enough so I could go. Because I tell my friends all the time, it ain't what you do while you at work, it's what you do when you at home. On your days off, if you at home, on social media, if you're playing video games, if you're watching TV, then you're telling me you enjoy where you're at. You can't tell me you hate your job, but on your days off, you're sitting at home doing nothing. On your days off, if you are out job searching, creating LLCs, saving money, marketing, learning a new skill, then that lets me know soon you're going to be leaving that job. Shouts out, baby JC. True, you're going to be leaving that particular job. So as an employee, talk to me. I don't care where you work. If you work somewhere and you love your job, and all of a sudden AI and robots come take your job, I'm with you 100%. Because there are some people who love their jobs and love what they do. But if you're the type of person that don't like your job and complaining and don't want to get up and go, then when they come and take over your job, don't be complaining. I just never understood that. But again, that's just my opinion. If you have an opinion, my email is sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. I'm live right now on Instagram. Shouts out to everybody on Instagram listening to me. Y'all, it's just a Thursday, 11 o'clock at night. Shouts out to everybody on YouTube, Twitter, or X is what they want to call it. You know what I'm saying? And Facebook that is watching. But right now, we're going to take just a quick break. Are y'all with me? We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back in just 30 seconds. Welcome back to the CEO Cartel. Thank y'all again for coming back. Again, this show is brought to you by Top Rope Wrestling. This Saturday, December 2nd, the Boogie Woogie Boy, Gary Valiant, December 2nd, 2023. He's on his retirement tour. This will be the last time the Boogie Woogie Boy will be in Lebanon Wrestling. And December 16th will be his very last match of his 35 illustrious career. Boogie, thank you for everything you've taught me. I've tried my best to be a student of the game. I've tried my best to listen to everything you said, whether you praised me or chewed me out, it didn't matter. Thank you for taking the time to take somebody like me who couldn't even spell professional wrestling. When I got into the wrestling business, I couldn't even spell professional wrestling. And he took me under his wing, and he just taught me enough for me to be a 9-time champion before I broke my wrist, y'all. You know, everybody knows I haven't wrestled in a year because I broke my wrist. But anyway, the show is about AI and robots taking over the job market, right? So we just talked about it. Again, the CEO cartel, we talk about it in 3 stages: the employee, the employer, and the customer. We just talked about an employee. So let's talk about the employer. All of y'all out there that's listening to me right now that can visually see me or just hear my voice, do you own a job? Sorry, not own a job. Do you own a business? Do you employ people, right? Do you want to own a business that you have to fight with a union? Now, I've never owned a business where I have to fight with a union, but I do have business where I have to employ 1099 people. I do have a holding company that either starts businesses or buys businesses. I do have that. So as an employer, hell yeah, I want robots to come in and work for me. I cannot run a business if every time I turn around, all my employees are sick because of COVID. the women are getting pregnant and need maternity leave. People not coming to work. Every day is a different excuse of why they can't come to work. They want to get paid. They want me to pay them, but they don't want to come to work. So as a business owner, if I can get a robot who don't need a 15-minute break, who doesn't need a 30-minute break, who doesn't need another 15, who will work 10 hours a day, I don't have to feed it. It has no emotions. The only thing it's going to do is do what Sky Black tells it to do, right? If I tell it to work 10 hours a day and do this specific job, that's what that robot is going to do. I ain't got to worry about it worried about holidays. I ain't got to worry about it getting sick on the job. I ain't got to worry about workers' comp. I ain't got to worry about short-term disability, long-term disability. All I need is a maintenance man on call, just in case that robot breaks down or needs updating or needs some oil like Bender on Futurama, right? Everybody know about Bender on Futurama? Yeah, Boogie is the man. Yeah, I'm sorry to see him retire too, my friend. You know, as a business, I would love it. I'm sorry. I hate to be the butthole, but I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been an employee and an employer. I've worked for somebody and I've owned my own businesses. And I'm not upset if I don't do the job right and the man is paying me say, hey, Scott, I don't need you no more. We're going to bring in this robot that looks like you, but he doesn't have to go to bed. He doesn't have to drive home. When the day is over, I just click a switch. He stays right there. And in the morning, I get back up, click another switch, and he starts right back up again. I ain't got to worry about nobody talking back, nobody having attitudes. I ain't got to worry about employees fighting with each other. None of that. I ain't got to worry about taking taxes out of your check, having to deal with HR. And so you want to say that it's a bad thing as an employee? Maybe. If you are a 9-to-5er, maybe it is a bad thing for an AI or a robot or whatever to take your job. But as an employer, that's the best thing since Black Pepper. Because we know employees, they want to get paid more and work less, hence the union. Employers want to pay less and work you more, right? And unions, for all you 9-to-5, they're not what you think they are. See, coming out of slavery, the white man at the time didn't have any skills because they sat and did supervisor work, right? You got to realize, we talking about working the field, manufacturing work. Blacks were skilled laborers because that's all they did during slavery was skilled work. Out on the field, building stuff, planting stuff, whatever it took. So when slavery ended and the white man realized that they didn't have niggas to work for them and they had to work for themselves, whether it was on the farm or go and get a manufacturing job, they realized they didn't have the skills. So the white man came up with this thing about starting a union. And they would go to all the jobs, the employers, and say, look, the only people you need to hire is people that are in unions. But the only people that was in unions were white people. Blacks could not get in unions. So I just want y'all to research the history of unions before you get behind one, because I did. I remember working in Hertz at the airport and they wanted to unionize, and I researched unions and I realized the history, the way they began, was never to benefit me no way. They wasn't putting black people in unions, and the employers wasn't hiring people that wasn't in unions. So before you jump to a conclusion and want to get into something, always research what you're getting into. But as an employer, because that's the part we're on right now, I don't even want to have to deal with a union or a union rep. Robots don't have union reps. Robots don't have kids out of wedlock. All the robot needs is oil and a battery, or I plug him up, however he works, or she. I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate when it comes to robot. I'm not a sexist when it comes to robots. You know what I'm saying? As an employer, I welcome it. I want it. I will give you $100,000 today because it's going to save me $1 million in 10 years. A lot of employers might be like, no, I don't want it. It costs too much. But how much does it cost to keep a human in your job? Right? Some of the biggest turnovers is Amazon and McDonald's. A lot of McDonald's are probably going to go for robots and AI. I mean, you go into a McDonald's now, I went into one that it didn't have a counter or a cash register. Think about what I'm saying. I went to a McDonald's one time that didn't have a counter or a cash register. When you came in, you went to a kiosk, I guess is what we're going to call them. You put in your order, you scanned your credit card, or you fed that damn thing cash. You picked up a number, you sat down, and they brought you your food as if you were sitting in the Olive Garden. That was the first McDonald's I've been in. There was only like 4 people working. That's it. That's all they needed. But you will complain about me owning a business, bringing in robots and AIs and other systems when I tried to give you a job and you didn't want to show up. You didn't want to come to work. I asked you to go sweep the bathrooms, you give me the middle finger. So as a business owner, as somebody who's trying to build a corporation, I don't got time to look over my back wondering what's going on and what's happening. I need people that's going to show up every day. And depending on the industry, I might need you to show up 7 days a week, 10 hours a day. And a robot will show up 7 days a week, 10 hours a day. Right? Think of a robot like your car. You buy a brand new car, you don't expect that car to break down no time soon. You buy a brand new BMW, that damn thing probably won't have an issue for 10 years. 10 years. Do you know they make spark plugs now? Spark plugs now that last 100,000 miles. Y'all love that show too, Futurama. It is hilarious. I love Bender. Bender is my favorite character. 100,000 miles. So take that spark plug and turn it into a robot that's working at Wendy's or McDonald's, and you say, "Hey, Sky Black, this damn robot is going to last 100,000 hours. I guarantee it." How big of a check do you need me to write? That's what I'm going to tell them. I might go into the red today buying this robot, but boy, the dividends is going to pay 5, 6, 7 years down the road. When I ain't got to worry about all that, I ain't got to worry about being sued. I ain't got to worry about none of that other stuff. Because the robot is going to take over where in business, we can't have emotions. Yes, I know people die and you need bereavement and you need 3 days a week, 7 days. But this is the earth we live on, man. To be honest, maybe your co-workers give a damn, but your employees don't give a damn about who died. I'm just keeping it 100. They are in business to make money. They are in business to make $100,000 a year, $250,000 a year. And depending on where they live, especially their regional manager, they could care less that your auntie, cousin, the dog, the cat, any of it died. Did you have your ass at work when you supposed to be there? Again, your coworkers might care because they're with you every day. That's their human emotions. But when you deal with people and all they can see is the bottom line, they don't give a damn. And should they? I'm not mad at folks that love the world and love everybody, but I ain't mad at folks that don't give a damn neither. I'm not mad at people that don't give a damn neither. So that's the conversation we had on the Nashville Caveman. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bring that to the CEO Cartel because I believe that is one of the things that we need to talk about when it comes to business. If you've never started a business and you're like, well, I'm going to start me a little LLC and I'm just going to let it grow for another 5 years. In 5 years, what I'm talking about today can be in fruition in 5 years. So if you started an LLC today and you said, well, I'm going to invest my money for the next 5 years. Well, when year number 5 comes, you have to decide between all that money that you've lost the first 5 years putting into that company. And here comes year number 5 and you're going to go into the black. And you have a choice between hiring a human, which is high risk. I mean, this ain't Vegas, high risk, high reward. or you have a choice of hiring an artificial intelligent human being or robot, whatever you want to call them. What does a robot? What he call him on Futurama? A robot, or a robot. Which one are you going to do? And most of y'all are going to, as an employer or CEO or chairman or whatever, you're going to hire the robot. That's what you're going to do, and it's okay. I'm not upset about it. It is all right. You can hire the robot and tell the human beings to go to hell, because the old folks used to say, I don't like a thief, but I can respect the honest one. And if you honest about who you are, and you're honest about um, this is the life that you live. You want to get up every day and you want your businesses to run like a well-oiled machine, and you ain't got time to deal with humans. I'm with you. I know it's gonna make me sound real terrible, but I'm with you, right? Again, I'm live. If you're against anything that I'm saying, let me know. It's okay. I mean, this is what we are here to do, to chit chat and to talk, right? That is what we're here to do. What do you think, as an employer or as an employee? What do you think about the way the industry is going? Because Jeff Bezos is going to be the first to do it. He ain't going to be like McDonald's. McDonald's has gone 50, 60, 70 years of having such a high turnover. Jeff ain't trying to hear that shit. Jeff is worth $1 billion, and he will spend $1 billion to make sure that all his fulfillment centers and these drones is going to start dropping your packages off, gets the job done. And I ain't gonna hate him for that. But then there will be some people who will be like, oh, now we can't do this. You're taking away good job. Well, let me tell you something. When the good jobs were there, when you had the chance to do it, you didn't. And now all of a sudden we boo-hooing and crying about artificial intelligence or human robots or iRobots or whatever you want to call it, taking over our jobs, right? Well, let's take this one last break, and we'll be right back. All right, y'all. We're back again. This is the CEO Cartel. This show is brought to you by Top Rope Wrestling. This Saturday, December 2nd, 2023, at the Wilson County Fairgrounds here in Lebanon, Tennessee. Come out. It will be our Christmas show. It will be the retirement of the great Boogie Woogie Boy. You don't want to miss this. Yeah, like I said at the beginning of this show, if I can just go back to where I need to go, give me a second, people. I'm also a music publisher. I'm also a DJ. If you have music or if you know an artist that needs any radio play, tell them to go to offtopradio.com. That is offtopradio.com, and send me their music. Or they can go to sky.black@gmail.com. I'll put that ticker up. Sky.black@gmail.com, and send you their music, and we will put it in rotation. That's all we ask. Send it as an MP3, MP4, and we will put it in rotation. Then once we're done, we'll take your same music and we'll stream it on offtoprecords.net. That is offtoprecords.net. So we'll play your music, we'll stream your music, and if you have music videos, we will put them up on the website for people to see your music videos. So when you're on the website, you'll be able to listen to music, talk to us, send requests, watch music videos. You'll be able to do the whole 9 yards. I know you get tired of listening to these same radio stations, play the same music. We don't do that. We have new music all the time. I'm a DJ. I host a D-Bling radio show. Michael Anderson hosts Hard Hitter Radio. So right now we got two DJs, two shows on one station. So again, let's go back to what we're known for doing here. This is the CEO Cartel. I also run a show, another podcast called The Nashville Caveman. Me and Dirty Damo every Tuesday from noon to 1 p.m. That is every Tuesday from noon to 1 p.m. We do a podcast called The Nashville Caveman. And during that podcast, we talked about robots taking over normal people's jobs. And here at the CEO Cartel, I always like to take whatever we talk about or something I've learned and apply it to business. And I do it in three different type of sections. I do it as an employee, employer, and customer. We talked about the employee part. We've talked about the employer part. So now let's talk about the customer part, right? Let's talk about them. So I don't know about y'all, but I'll be sitting at home and I'll be watching TV and I'll see these commercials where people are smiling, whether it's Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, KFC, right? And you're like, wow, they are actually nice people. But every time you go into one, they're never smiling, are they? I know. I used to work for White Castle, Crystals, and McDonald's, so I know. They're never smiling. Have you ever went into a fast food restaurant and they're like, hey, hello, how you doing? No. They always look at you like, what the hell you want? Go home. I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I don't want to take your order. My feet hurt. And I'll be thinking to myself, well, damn. Just 2-3 minutes ago on TV, those employees were smiling. 2-3 minutes down the street, y'all assholes. That negative energy that you giving the customers, that's turning them off. Positive energy is what makes them want to keep buying more. I come in for a milkshake, the next thing I know, I got 7 meals in a milkshake because of your positive energy. I come in, I want to buy 7 meals, now I know I'm walking out the door because of your negative energy. So as a customer, do you care when you walk into an establishment, whether it's Walmart, Kroger's, restaurants, and instead of having that human interaction, it's a robot. It's an AI. Okay, it could be just a computer screen with a face on it. As a customer, I do, because I could care less if you walk on 2 legs and breathe oxygen. If I come into your establishment and it's an artificial intelligent human or a robot or a screen with a face on it or just a voice, and it says, hello, Sky Black, I'm glad to see you today. How was your day? What can I do for you today to make you more comfortable? Shit, you got my business. You got it. You got it. I'll come back the next day just to hear the voice. You have my business. I don't know about y'all, but as a customer, when I go into an establishment, I would like to be treated as if I own that establishment. I know you working and you're tired, but they pay you to make me feel good. Even if I'm the 30th customer, you should treat me like I'm the very first customer. So for me, if I walk into an establishment and it's not a human and it's a robot, but it's making me feel a certain way, shit, yeah, get rid of these employees. We don't need them. Because if your employees were doing their jobs and making people feel good about themselves when they come into your establishment, we wouldn't be having these conversations. Because when you talk to people that own businesses and employers about, like a Jeff Bezos or whoever, about replacing people with robots, it's not always about money. Sometimes it's about emotions. They keep up with this stuff. Every job you've ever worked, what do? I just left Enterprise. I had to drop off a car at Enterprise. You know what the guy told me? Well, you fill out a survey and let me know how we did. So Enterprise would know how I felt when I walked into Enterprise. When I get my car out of the shop from Kia, they're going to ask me to fill out a survey because Kia wants to know how did Sky Black feel when he walked into Kia and how did Sky Black feel when he left Kia. Right? That's what they want to know. And if I tell Kia, look, every time I come in here, or I tell Enterprise, every time I come in here, I feel like SHIT, you need robots instead of humans. They get enough of that. A lot of them gonna lose their jobs, and you're gonna come in there, and there's gonna be a vendor. If you watch Futurama, there's gonna be a vendor sitting there looking at you, taking care of you. Now, there will be some people who disagree because there's just people in this world that just loves human interaction. I'm not one of them. I'm an introvert, so I could care less. Hell, it could be a poodle sitting there. As long as they give me what I need and make me feel good about it, I'm good. It could be a Labrador Retriever sitting there typing up, what, Mr. Phillips or Mr. Black, you can have this, you can have that, you can do this, that. I don't care. When I come into an establishment, I want what I want what I pay for, and I want to feel good about it, even if I don't need it. I can care less. Hell yeah, I don't need that extra cake. I don't need it, but I want to pay for it, and I want you to make me feel good that I'm breaking my diet to eat this cake, even though I know I don't need it. You know I don't need it. The doctor told me I didn't need it. But if that robot makes me feel good about breaking this diet and doing whatever the hell I need to do, then I will be back at your establishment. But if you're hiring a bunch of disgruntled employees that's making customers feel like crap, or your employees don't give a damn about your business like you do, I'm all for robots taking jobs. I know I'm going to sound like the bad guy, but when you on my side of the spectrum, when you're trying to build something, when you're trying to get a trust together, when you're trying to leave your kids and grandkids some type of wealth, when you're trying to do all this stuff and you're building it from the ground up, the way you build wealth is how you take care of your customers. Value and convenience is what makes people wealthy. Jeff is no smarter than any of y'all. He ain't no better than any of y'all. He does value. Whatever you want, 24 hours a day. Because whatever you have is what you value. I always remember that. When you come in my house, you'll see toys, you'll see belts, you'll see streaming, you'll see Xboxes, because that's what I value. What you have in your house is what you value. And Amazon knows this. So whatever you value, you can click the app and buy it. And then convenience, right? Jeff is telling the Amazon fulfillment people, hey, make sure they don't have to get up off their couch. They can order from the couch, never leave the couch. Amazon's going to fulfill your order, and they're going to have a human being come knock on your door and drop it right there. Convenience. And you have no problem paying them $12.99 a month for Prime because of the convenience. You have no problem paying them $12.99 a month for Prime because of value. But at the same time, the difference between my money and Jeff getting it is the employees, the middle people. And if you want to build wealth, you better have the middle people on the same page as you, or if not, you better go buy you some robots like he's doing now. Most of his fulfillment centers now, he is starting to put robots in them. I've seen them with my own two eyes. I used to work at Amazon. I wasn't an Amazonian, but I worked there for 7.5 years. So I'm not telling you something somebody told me, like the old folks used to say. I'm telling you what I know. I can tell you Amazon has a huge turnover. I can tell you during peak seasons, they would go out in these little counties and go get people to bring them to work. They would send buses out because they were so understaffed to bring folks in. They knew they had bad credit, murderers, thieves. They just got out of jail, but Amazon didn't care. They needed bodies in there to move this product. That's what they needed. They needed bodies to move this product. But then he smartened up and said, you know what? I ain't got to do that no more. I ain't got to do it no more. Let me tell you what I get to do. I get to take some of this tax-free money, go buy me a robot, put that robot right there, and not only would he be good for peak season, he or she, again, I don't gender discriminate when it comes to robots. They're going to be right there for 365 days a year. Right there. So as a customer, I asked you, because this is the last branch of the discussion, how do you feel about interacting? I've had conversation with black folks and they tell me all the time, man, if I go into an establishment and black people are running it, I walk out. I walk away. If I go anywhere and there's too many black people, I get to counting 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm walking away. Right. And that's sad to say for my own people. But if you came in there and there was like 10 black robots, and they all had smiles on their faces, and they all said great things about you. Like I go into Kroger's and Amazon sometime in pajamas. Like I don't care. Like I don't care what people think about me. I tell you, I'm an introvert. I can care less. And if I walk into a Walmart at 2, 3 in the morning when it was maybe 24 hours, and there was a robot that says, "Mr. Black, I love those pajama pants. You should go into aisle 9 and buy some. That I think they have them in your size and those same colors." My God, it would blow my mind. But that ain't what's going on. As I walk past these piss poor ass employees, they talking bad about me because I'm in there at 3 in the morning in my pajamas. I don't care. I'm just trying to make a point on the difference between a human employee and an AI. And as a customer and as a boss, I'm on the side of the AI. I sometimes I can't deal with humans. I don't know what God was thinking when He created them. Sometimes I just can't. I mean, I guess I'm a people person, but I'm such an introvert that outside of business sometimes I have better conversations with myself. Now, when I was an employee, would I have been upset? A little bit, because I I need the job, I need the benefits, you take care of your kids, all that old crap, blah, blah, blah. But now, running my own businesses, now, as a customer, that's what I'm looking for. If you want my money, you want my business, you better either have a robot that you got programmed to say nice things about me as long as I'm in there to attend to my every need, or you better have some well-groomed employees to make me feel great. I'm gonna tell you one place that makes me feel great all the time, and I don't even like spending money like that because I'm tight. But Bath and Body Works, I quit buying the cheap stuff at Walmart and Dollar Tree because Bath and Body Works, they treat me so great. I spend the extra money there. That blows my mind. I can go to Walmart and Dollar Tree to buy soap, but I go spend the extra $14 at Bath and Body Works. Why? Because of value and convenience. That's what business is all about. They give me value and they give me convenience. And in between them things, they're saying nice things. You know what? I think as a man, this might make you smell good, or this might make the women like you better, or this, that. I mean, they are on it. They make you feel like you're the only person in the room. So they deserve my money. Because if they wasn't doing it, if I owned it, I would fire every last one of them, and I would put a robot in every position. And I would program every robot to tell every person that come through that door, you're beautiful, you're worth it, you should get this. And I would upsell them. Hey, you got a man, you about to get married? Hey, do this and do that. But that's just me as a customer and as an employer, as a business owner, as a CEO. Most of y'all are 9-to-5ers, and you're going to disagree with what I'm saying, and it's understandable. This is what this show is all about. Again, I don't like to be long-winded, maybe an hour. I'm going to end it, now. I just want to thank everybody who has an opinion. Again, if you want to send me music, or if you want to call me all type of SOBs or whatever you think about me, you can send your complaints to sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. Don't forget, we have a radio station, offtopradio.com. That is offtopradio.com. We play people's music like, Dirty Damo. Shouts out to him for sending us his music. He always have great music. You want to listen to some great music, make sure you tune in and you listen to all the songs of his that we play. So we're going to play it on the radio show. I'm a DJ. Michael Anderson's a DJ. My show is the D Bling Radio Show. His show is Hard Hitter Radio. So you got 2 DJs playing your music. Mine's is Tuesdays and other days. Hard Hitter Radio is Tuesdays and other days. So you got 2 shows, rotation, playing your music. And then when we get through playing your music, we will stream it on offtoprecords.net. That is offtoprecords.net. So not only do we play your music, but we promote your music. And the only thing I ask is you tell people to listen to your music. I'm not asking you for nothing. I ain't asking you to pay for nothing. I ain't asking you to upsell. I ain't doing none of that. If you are an artist and you got a nice little fan base and all you're missing is just real radio plays, holla at me. That's it. That's all we do. Again, don't forget this Saturday, Top Rope Wrestling here in Lebanon, Tennessee, Wilson County Fairgrounds. Scott Black will be there. This will be the retirement of the Boogie Woogie Boy, Gary Valiant. He's had a great 35 years of wrestling. His final match will be December 16th at RWF. But this will be the last time you will ever see him at Top Rope Wrestling. This is the same guy in 2014 that opened up Top Rope for me. I would not be Mr. Top Rope, or I would not be wrestling and doing the things that I'm doing without Boogie. So I'll be there to pay my respects. And if you're free this Saturday, 7 p.m., Wilson County Fairgrounds, come and be there. Thanks to everybody again. This was episode 4. Next Thursday, 11 o'clock, same time, right? If you have anything you would like for me to talk about and it has to deal with business, please shoot me an email. Talk to me. I'm live. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I just want to say thanks, everybody. Until next time, may God be with you.